Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Instant Classic, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on the intro. I will say that this week of football was pretty good. There was a lot of close games. Um, there were a lot of close games. There were a lot of multi-score games. Uh, Dolphins and Panthers. Oh my god. Um, but yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it though. So yeah. Um, Chiefs and Broncos. Chiefs offense
What's our
hasn't
scoring
looked
record?
that good.
We're tied.
I will say
Five
that.
and five.
It's the fact
So
that
this is match point.
it makes me say this, but the Chiefs offense just isn't as good as it once was. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's been happening, but it's just not as good as it once was. Now, obviously, Mahomes is still going to coach. He's going to still be the gunslinger. And obviously, as long as the Chiefs have Mahomes and Kelsey, they're obviously going to be a playoff team. But for them to only score 19 points and only one touchdown is kind of embarrassing, if you ask me. And it's also kind of sad because we know what this team can do. We know this team can be a high-scoring team. We've seen them drop like 40 plus, but again, that was the Bears, and that's going to count. But we've also seen them, even against good teams, we've seen them drop a bunch of points, like against the Bills a couple of years ago, or like even so for them to only score 19 against a trash defense like the Broncos, yes, I do say the Broncos defense is trash because outside of Patrick Surtain, they haven't been that good. But for them to only score 19 is kind of surprising to me because I would have at least thought that they would have dropped maybe like 40, 30 or 40, close, maybe like close to like 30 or 40. But it's, I don't even know what to say. But I just know that one of these days the Chiefs are going to capture stride, and it's just going to get this unbeatable team that we know they can be. But the thing is, I just don't know when that's going to happen. Now on the other side, the Broncos have been absolute buns, have been absolute trash. I don't like it. It's kind of sad how trash it is. I know they've got some good people on the team. They got Jerry Judy. They've got Javonte Williams. They got Russell Wilson, who can still be a good quarterback. And they've got Patrick Surtain. They've got some good people on their defense. They got Justin Simmons. I just don't know what's going on with them. I don't know if it's like the team, or if it's the coaching, or if it's just the players' execution. Or is it like, what's going on? Like, something's gotta give at this point. Because 8 points against anyone is just unacceptable. You're not gonna win only scoring 8 points. That's never gonna happen. And I hope that, I hope that Sean Payton can understand that, so that their offense can do better. Because yeah, they only let the Chiefs score 19 points, but when you're scoring 8 points, how do you expect to win only scoring 8 points? I don't understand it, and it makes no sense to me. So something's gotta give. Something's gotta happen to where maybe they try a West Coast style offense where they try to get the players out in space. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. But they've got to get people involved. They gotta get Jerry Judy involved, who is their best wide receiver. And he's Mitchell is best. He's a Jag, just a guy. He's been a Jag this whole year, I believe. To me, from what I've seen, he's been just a guy. And we obviously know he can be more than just a guy, because it's Jerry Judy. We've seen what he can do. We've seen what he can do and what he will do if given the opportunity. It's just that I don't know. I can't even make it for Jerry, because even in the worst kinds of situations, if you're a superstar in wide receiver and you're gonna be treated as such, you gotta be good. You gotta be. You can't let other people, non-superstars, outshine you. And I feel like that's what Jerry Jeudy is doing, because I haven't seen enough of Jerry Jeudy to where I feel like, oh yeah, Jerry Jeudy is a Pro Bowler. Jerry Judy's this, Jerry Judy's that, and I don't know. I love Jerry Jeudy. I think he's a great player. I just don't know what's going on. It could be the scheme, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that their online is garbage. It could be that, or it's just that he's just not on the right team that knows how to utilize him. It could be a combination, or it could be just any one of those things. But no matter what it is, get Jerry Jeudy the ball. Like CeeDee Lamb, get CeeDee Lamb the ball. Like the Cowboys got CeeDee Lamb the ball, and that's why they won. If you get Jerry Jeudy the ball, if you can get Jerry Jeudy into open space, get him on some corner routes, get him in the middle of the field, get him on some drag routes so you can catch the ball, and then just run up the field, use the shiftiness. Get him in the backfield, put him in the backfield or something. You put him at like a Deebo Samuel. Use him in the backfield. It just find different ways to utilize him, and you're gonna be just fine.
Your thoughts turn to Takahashi Takeda.
But I don't know.
You stay the hell away from
But
him.
if they find a way to utilize him, they'll be just fine. Now, a team that isn't fine is the Titans, because I don't know. Even though it looked like they were gonna win, but you can't win when your quarterback only has 76 yards. I don't think I've ever seen someone throw for so little yards before. This is like the lowest amount of yards I've seen someone actually throw for. I didn't even know you could throw less. I've never seen anyone throw for less than 100 yards before. No, let me not say that. I think it's happened before. It's probably happened before where someone has thrown less than like 50 yards. Definitely where someone has thrown for no yards. I just don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm a football fan, but even I wouldn't know that. But 76 yards? Like, I knew that the Titans didn't have a passing game. But I think their only passing touchdown came from someone who wasn't a quarterback, and that was Derrick Henry doing that little jump pass thing. That was their only passing touchdown, and it came from Derrick Henry. I don't know how you got to that, but hey, if it works, it works. But it didn't bring you a win, so it must not work too well. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, you have DeAndre Hopkins, and in any situation, you should be getting DeAndre Hopkins the ball. There's no way where DeAndre Hopkins shouldn't have a game where he doesn't have a single catch, or like less than like 5 catches. Every single game, your game plan should be feeding Derrick Henry and feeding DeAndre Hopkins, because those are your 2 best chances of winning the game. And when you don't feed DeAndre Hopkins and the only touchdown came from Derrick Henry, it's not a bad thing, but you got DeAndre Hopkins for a reason. So give him the ball. He didn't join the team just to be a decoy for DeAndre. Not for DeAndre, but Derrick. Get DeAndre the ball if you want to win.
You're nothing.
Now, on the other hand, the Ravens, they did I would say that Lamar Jackson did a very good job with Tennessee face. You had Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers had a good game. OBJ had a good game. See, this is what you want. And then Mark Andrews had a good game as well. This is what you want to do. You want to get your people in. You want to get your best players the ball, and that's exactly. You want to get your players the ball, and that's exactly what the Ravens did. They had a good run game as well. So it was just an overall good win. And honestly, I'm not surprised that they won. I was banking on them winning when they did win. Now, they could have looked better.
So what the heck happened in Fiji?
I will say that.
God, can we not
But
do this?
a win's a win. But they could have looked better. Now, a team that couldn't have looked any better was the Dolphins. 42-21. The Panthers, 14-0. This is done for them. CJ Stroud. He's good. He's good. It's just that defense isn't. When the defense is now in the past few weeks, 21 would get you a win. But not against the Dolphins. Against the Dolphins, 21 isn't going to get you the win. It's not, because when Tua Tagovailoa goes for 3 TDs, at 262 yards and 3 TDs, and then Raheem Mostert is Mr. multi-touchdown game over here, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. And then Tyreek Hill, he's already at 800 plus yards, so he's on track for 2,000 yards, which is something I haven't seen in a minute. So it's not that the Panthers' offense isn't good. It's just that their defense is bad. It's their defense giving up 42 points, 3 TDs, and I don't know. I don't know how you give up that much. But again, it's the Dolphins, so I'm not surprised. But you just have to look better. You've got to do better. And another team that has to do better is the Saints. Saints versus Texans. Now, the Texans are a very good team, and I will give you that. But overall, the Saints should have beat them.
Such an impolite
But,
question, Jack.
obviously, they didn't. Derek Carr did have an INT because of CJ Stroud. The CJ has been really good, though, I will say. And Nico Collins has been really good as well. That little dynamic has been pretty good, I will say that. So hopefully this is where Nico Collins has been a breakout year. Because I haven't been the biggest fan of Nico Collins, but I've always thought that he could be a good wide receiver if given a QB that can give him the ball. And CJ Stroud is that person. And I really think that these two can be like a really big duo in the coming years. And I'm pretty sure I've said this in the past. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans are either a playoff team or a borderline playoff team. Because right now, I think they're 3-3 right now or something like that. Or yeah, they're 3-3 right now. I'm looking back at things to make sure that I'm getting all these down tax taking things and whatnot. But yeah, they're 3-3 right now. So I wouldn't be surprised that if in the coming weeks they win their games and are now in the hunt for the playoffs, because there are a lot of teams that are 3-3. So there are a lot of teams that can move up or move down in the rankings. And I think the Texans, if they have a good stretch of games, that could be one of the few teams that go up. Now, the Saints are 3-2, and they can still win the NFC South. It's not the worst situation, but I think this is a very winnable game for them. 13-20, Yeah, 326 yards from Derek Carr. He had 1 TD, But I really think this was a very winnable game. But, probably come up with possession. I don't know. I wasn't really able to watch the game. But from the highlights that I've seen, Derek Carr did play really good. Chris Olave had 7 seconds, 90 yards. I think that was alright. So, but I think that the Saints are going to bounce back next week. And another team that I think is going to bounce back is the Falcons. I was really thinking that the Commanders were going to lose to the Falcons because overall, I think the Falcons are just a better overall team, honestly. But when your QB is throws 3 INTs, I'm not sure how you win. Desmond Ritter. Come on, man. He throws 3 INTs, and when your QBD is in the quarterback position is the most important position in all of football. Because you can't win, you can't go to the Super Bowl, you can't win playoff games without a great quarterback in some situations. Now, obviously the 2000 Ravens, 1984 Bears, the 2006 Bears, they're knocking on my door like, hello, you know, we went to the Super Bowls. We went to the Super Bowl without a good quarterback. Now, yes, that is true, but like for the most part, in recent times, you need a good quarterback to actually be able to be successful. And the Falcons just don't have that. Now, I'm not saying that the Commanders have that either, but because they don't. Tim Howell is not that elite level quarterback, but he did have a good game. He had 3 TDs. It was a good game for him, but I just don't think that neither of these quarterbacks are quarterbacks of the future for their peak. Desmond Ritter, you're not it. Sam Howell, you're not it. So I wouldn't be surprised if I saw them going for a QB in the next draft. But I don't know. But Drake London, Terry McLaurin, great games. So good for the quarterback, good for the quarterbacks that they gave their star players the ball, because that's what they should do. But again, the 3 TDs is just joke. You're not gonna win any game throwing 3 interceptions, and I'll expand more on that a bit later. You know, now, but I really thought the Falcons were gonna have a better game this week, but they didn't. Another team that I thought was gonna have a better game, especially after last week, was the Colts. And now, after a great game last week, I really thought that they were gonna do a lot better. They were gonna continue their momentum this week, but the Jaguars were just too good, you know. And again, Gardner Minshew, 3 INTs. You can't win throwing 3 INTs, and especially you can't win when you give up 2 TDs to Trevor Lawrence and then Travis Etienne, and then Zach Munn. The running game didn't really do too much. You averaged 3 yards per carry, but you know Michael Pittman had a great game. It's just too bad that he wasn't able to carry his team to win.
Property of the USA.
Gardner Minshew, I love Gardner. I love the mustache. I love Gardner. A really great guy, but like I said, Desmond Ritter. With teams like these, you need that high level of QB to bring you to the promised land. And Gardner Minshew, Sam Howell, and Desmond Ritter just aren't those guys. Trevor Lawrence is that guy. Those other 3 that I just mentioned aren't it. You can't win nothing with them. Because no matter how good they play, you're always gonna go up against a QB that's just a little bit better than you. You're always just gonna go up against that QB that can extend plays longer than you. The one that can get away from the sex that you can. There's always gonna be someone that's better than you, and there's always that chance for improvement. And for these 3 teams, there is that room for improvement. Now, the Colts had Anthony Richardson, but he's gone for the season. Sam Howell, Desmond Ritter, step up your game. Gardner Minshew, step up your game, or else you won't be on the same team this season coming up the next year. But I digress. Great game for the Jaguars, bad game from the Colts, and it was just a bad game for them. And and then these 2 teams had a really bad game, and that is the Seahawks and the Bengals. 17-13. I really thought this was going to be a high-scoring game. I was really betting on that because you got Kenneth Walker, Geno Smith, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Noah Fant, and then Jackson Smith and Jigba, the rookie, all on that Seahawks offense. And then for the Bengals, you got T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon. You got all those guys and y'all only combined for 30 points. And I'm not saying that it wasn't a good game. I'm just saying I'm a bit disappointed. I thought this was going to be a high-scoring game, but defenses showed up. Smith had 2 interceptions, so that really came in clutch for the Bengals because Joe Burrow didn't have the best game. Jamar Chase, though, he had 6 receptions for 80 yards. Joe Burrow did have 2 TDs, while Smith had none. But and again, those 2 interceptions were crucial because getting interceptions, getting sacks, and all these different kind of stuff are just really crucial. And this was just a really defensive game. And what I've seen throughout these weeks is that throughout this week was that there were a lot of defensive games. And I'm about to go into another one of those defensive games, and the Vikings and the Bears. Now the Bears, the funny thing is, the Bears, I believe, had more yards than the Vikings, yet still lost. I'm pretty sure. If we're looking at these, yeah, the Bears had more total yards than the Vikings. They even dominated the time of possession. They had 162 rushing yards to the Vikings 46, and they still lost the game. Now and I don't know what happened with Justin Fields, but I think he might have gotten injured because he wasn't in the game. I didn't see what happened, but when you have more yards than your opponent and you dominate the time of possession, realistically, you should win the game. So I don't know how, but the Bears are gonna bear.
When you die, Frost.
I will say the Bears are gonna bear, and the Vikings were just better. The Vikings were just a little bit better, and they win the middle. I will say that they win the middle. So, but I refuse to talk about this game anymore because again, there's not much to talk about. It's a really defensive game, and another one of those really defensive games. We got 3 defensive games back to back to back. The Browns and 49ers. Even though PJ Walker threw a couple of INTs, the Browns defense was just so good. They held up by like 34% doing like 3rd down conversions or something like that, and the defense was just really good. Great game for them. I mean, this is the only reason why they were in the game. It's because of their defense. If the defense hadn't showed up, this would have been, I know the 49ers would be 6-0 right now. Because we all know that the Browns offense wasn't going to do it. PJ Walker was not going to do it. But yeah, that along with the Browns defense and the fact that the 49ers were 44% on 3rd down conversion. They were 40%. They were 3 for 12 on 3rd down efficiency. But the Browns weren't that much better. But it still doesn't help that that the 49ers, who are a really good team on 3rd downs, I believe, they couldn't get the win. They couldn't do better. That doesn't help, and the fact that Brock Purdy's two big weapons in Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel went out. It was just a recipe for disaster, and the Browns just took absolute. They took it and they ran with it, and it was a good thing. It was a good game. Now, what really wasn't a good game was the Raiders and Patriots. I will continue to say, Matt Jones should not be a quarterback. Neither should Jimmy G right now. But yet, here we are, where we're in a league where these two are very quarterbacks. Both of them had interceptions. Now, I don't know when these games happened, but Matt Jones, he absolutely overthrew Hunter Henry, or was doing one of the tight ends. Was it Hunter Henry or the other one? Like the 6. But he overthrew both of them. He overthrew one of them. I don't know which one it was, but he overthrew one of them. It was just absolute. It was a Matt Jones masterclass. Nah, obviously I'm joking about that. It was a Matt Jones masterclass. It was the absolute worst kind of way. Because how do you lose to the Raiders?
Going
How do
down.
you manage to suck so bad that y'all lose to the Raiders? I don't know how. But I don't get it. But Mac Jones masterclass. Josh McDaniels gets a win over his former team. We move on. Lions and Buccaneers. Lions are 5-1. It's crazy to say, but the Lions are have the same amount of wins as the Chiefs, the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Dolphins. They have the same amount of wins as those four teams. And it's crazy to think about. But but their defense and the offense has looked really impressive. You know, how I said that their defense was going to be bad, but you know, Baker Mayfield didn't have the best game. He could have been better,
Doubt me?
but
Just fight
their
harder.
defense was just really good. You know, they got 3 sacks, they forced 4 punts. The Lions were really efficient on third down, which is clutch, which is really key. And Jared Goff threw 2 TDs. Jared Goff
Had enough sport?
has easily became a better QB. Ever since he joined the Lions, he became an overall, better QB. And I'm happy to see that because I've always liked Jared Goff from the time in the Rams when they eliminated us from the playoffs, but the Cowboys in the playoffs. But we don't talk about that. But I've always liked Jared Goff. I thought he was going to be a QB. It's just that, he's just a system QB. And he's much more than just that. He's actually a good QB, and I like the fact that he's being able to show that. But good game for them. 20-6, one of those multi-score wins. And now the Rams and the Cardinals were also another one of those multi-score games. 26-9, Cardinals. I don't know. Y'all just gotta wait it out too long. Y'all just have to wait it out too long. Your boy Kyler Murray comes around. He's just a little Tyler running around. You know what I mean? He gonna be looking like a little Tyler out there, but you gonna need it. Let's be honest with you.
Fatality.
You gonna need all the help that y'all can get to actually be able to beat any good teams. So I think Kyler Murray should be coming back soon. So I think that's gonna help a lot, especially if Kyler doesn't get distracted by Call of Duty, weekends. Be like, hey Kyler, I'm gonna need you to learn to play with. Like, hold on, coach. Call of Duty's got that double XP weekend. I'll get back to you.
Combat or something else?
So if Kyler cannot do that and actually be the good QB that we know he can be, that's gonna be amazing for the Cardinals and Arizona Cardinals fans. But until then, I'm just gonna have to deal with being absolutely the backstops. Now, moving on to one of the bigger surprises.
Round 2. Fight.
This is second of one of the biggest surprises of this week. The Jets beat the Eagles. And you know how I said you can't win when your QB throws 8 interceptions? Yeah. Jalen Hurts threw 3 of them things. I'm pretty sure. He threw 3 for the 2. No, it was 3. It was 3. 3 of them things. And one of them was a really bad throw. I don't even know why he threw it. There was 2 people in the area, and one of them picked it up. It was Adams. No, it wasn't Adams. I forgot his name, but he picked it off and then took it to like the 8-yard line where Breece Hall finished it off, and I couldn't watch it, but I was excited because I'm like, yes, I don't have to hear the Eagles, Eagles, like, Eagles, blah, blah, but I just can't wait for X and no one to talk about how the fact that, Jalen Hurts threw 3 picks, is this a sign that Jalen Hurts, he's thrown 7 interceptions this year already. but when other people, Dak Prescott, throws 3 interceptions, you know, people, you know, go after him. But hey, it's whatever. You move on. But look, don't expect me to make a lot of jokes about, oh, Jalen Hurts has a thought. Oh wait, it's been intercepted by the defense. It's been intercepted. Expect me to make a lot of jokes about that because until Jalen Hurts has the least amount of interceptions, until someone overtakes Jalen Hurts as the leader in interceptions, I will be making those. Oh, Jalen Hurts has a thought. It was intercepted. Jalen Hurts threw his helmet. It was intercepted. I'm gonna make those jokes. So Eagles, do better next week. And Jets, great game for y'all. Moving on. Bills, Giants. None of those defensive games. Jets not the Jets. Giants could easily won this game. Had they not been so stupid. Red zone efficiency is the name of the game. For the Giants at least. Because while the Bills scored 2 TDs and it was just enough, the Giants over here were taking chances and were failing these chances. Time after time after time. And one of the biggest examples is specifically was that red zone trip at the end of the half. Instead of taking a field goal or throwing the ball and, you know, one last play. You won't get any Brian Daboll, I think might have called 2 plays in the huddle, right? And, you know, based off of the certain look, I heard this from the commentators, I forgot what his name was. It was Chris Collinsworth. He said it had 2 options, either the pass play or the run play. And then based off of the look of the defense, Tyrod Taylor changed to the second play. He did that. He tapped his helmet, I think, twice or whatever, and that changed the next play, which was a run play, and that's why they got stopped. So either Tyrod Taylor needs to get his eyes checked or what, or, you know, Brian Daboll just needs to just call one play and stick with it, because we don't even know if the first play was actually gonna be a pass play, but, you know, assuming that it was, it might have actually gone better, because then they could have gotten, you know, that one play, throw it out of bounds. Hey, if it's not there, throw it back in the end zone. You know, good, we get to live another down and we get to get the field goal. But instead, they don't. They run the ball. You know, they don't get set in time, and then they get mad, and because they couldn't get in set time, because they couldn't get set in time, and it's not a good game. But the Giants had so many chances to actually win the game, and it's infuriating me because I'm like, Giants, if they were actually somewhat incompetent, and I can't say this as a Cowboys fan because Mike McCarthy is completely incompetent, but I can say it because if the Giants were even the slightest bit more of incompetent, they would have won the game. But that's beside the point. We move on. Cowboys, Chargers, 20-17, and you know, this kind of reminds me of a game from 2 years back when the Chargers and the Cowboys played, and the same score was 20-17. And guess what? The Cowboys both won with a field goal to win the game. Alright, but anyways,
there's no school
unbiased
like the old
opinion.
school.
Dak Prescott played amazing.
Every generation does.
Dak Prescott did a lot better. He 21 for 30. Had crazy clutch plays. He was amazing. So was Herbert. I will say that Herbert was amazing, and he just missed out on a couple of throws, and those throws were important to the game because I think one of those little plays where he could have had a touchdown, like that one to Keenan Allen where he did the slant out, like the slant go. He takes the slant and then does a go route. That was a touchdown. That I will confidently say that was a touchdown. Had Justin Herbert not overthrown it, that was gonna be a touchdown. Because he had absolutely cooked Ron playing. Because with some of these quarterbacks, they get ball hungry, and they fight. He bit down on the slant and it was a go route. He was wide open, and Keenan was wide open. But, you know, he missed out on it, and I think the fact that he missed out on those throws was really crucial. But anyways, he had a great game. Austin Eckler wasn't that well. He was pretty effective in the passing game though, and then Keenan absolutely destroyed us. 7 for 85, but you know it didn't really matter all that much because we got the win. But look, CeeDee Lamb, 7 for 117 yards. And that's what we needed from CeeDee. This is what we needed. This is what we need. We just needed to get CeeDee the ball to prove that he can be a number 1 receiver. Because that's what he is. He's our number 1 receiver, and he proved that today. He only dropped like 1 pass. I think he only had like, it was like 1 time where he was targeted that he actually dropped the ball or it wasn't complete, and that says a lot because CeeDee is a great player, but he showed that today. But what I'm really pissed off at is Michael Gallup, because of the simple fact that this wouldn't be such a close of a game had Michael Gallup actually caught the touchdown, because Michael Gallup had 2 opportunities, and 2 different opportunities. The one where it went through his hands and then we ended up getting the system with Dag, and then the other one where it bobbled out of his hands and it almost went to Derwin James. Had he actually caught the 2 passes, we wouldn't have been in this situation, but I digress. Again, Dak was clutch, had a couple clutch third down. Brandon Cooks was amazing. He got him and grabbed it. You know, that was pretty good. But the one thing that I'm really happy about for the Cowboys and for Dak Prescott was that he looked comfortable in the pocket. Last week, he didn't look comfortable. He wasn't comfortable with his reads. Like his feet weren't set, and even when he was trying to get, you know, he wasn't extending plays as well. And that's what he did today. Yes, he was able to extend the plays, and it's probably because the Chargers are worse of a team. Not that much worse, but their defense is worse. But the fact that he was able to step up and extend plays, like that one great pass that one really clutch play to Tony Pollard where he ran out and pumped faces on the defense and then threw it to Tony Pollard and then he did the rest was really clutch. But yeah, overall great game. So I'm just happy we got the win. I'm happy the Cowboys got the win. But that's all for me, folks. Till next week, I'll see y'all later.